transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
It's Wednesday. It's 6 p.m. It's the ThinkSoJoE show. What the hell? Hey, our theme music, our intro music is... Oh, I see what's going on. Never mind. Okay. That was confusing for a second. Of course, I don't think anybody listening on all WNY heard any of the background music.
Oh.
I don't know. So that's weird. That's new. I don't know what happened there.
Cool.
Okay. I had to copy the information because when I went to go start the video, it's like an interview with XM Pryor. He's like all of last week's shit.
Yeah.
This is like, no, that's not right. So, so I had YouTube open, and that's why the music started up again.
Oh.
Hey, look, we're live on Facebook. How about that? Anyways. So, yeah, I know there's an annoying buzz behind my microphone here, and I'm going to put on a new cable after the when we hit a song break, I guess, because it wasn't happening yesterday when I was doing the lives. Well, I was using your mic yesterday.
Oh.
Doing the live stream playing Mortal Kombat. I was actually playing Mortal Kombat 11 yesterday. For those of you clicking over to the thing, because it says I'm playing Mortal Kombat 11 right now, which I'm clearly not. I did yesterday. I played through the entire story mode. Took, I think, like 3.5 hours.
Oh.
With a break. I had to go, do laundry.
Yeah.
I'm, in the middle of a live stream, and it's like, laundry? Sure, I'll go do laundry.
Well, I meant when you could. It wasn't like stop what you're doing.
Right.
You know.
Well, anyway. I did stop what I was doing, and I was on the other broadcaster app, which I never updated when I put in the new hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing was so when I hit the button to go to the the rain thing, because I figure, if I'm going to do a transition, I might as well transition into that, because it was not a really well planned out thing for me to do a live playthrough yesterday. So my plan was, so I hit the button and it just went to black, and I'm like, no. So I had to go and pull up the rain screen and put that on there, and just okay, guys, I'll be back, and hit pause. And who's stopping what now? Happened to Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 2 was the best video game of all time. Mortal Kombat 9 was excellent. Mortal Kombat 10 was okay.
I know nothing about any of them.
Mortal Kombat 4 was but they improved upon it and came up with Deception and Deadly Alliance and all those other unnumbered Mortal Kombat games that were still leading into 10 and 11, because Mortal Kombat 9 was just called Mortal Kombat. It's confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And then you have the tangent games like Mortal Kombat, Mythologies, and Mortal Kombat Special Forces, and Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
Yeah,
a lot of Mortal Kombat games out there. I really want to get my hands on a copy of Shaolin Monks. I never actually got a chance to play that game when it was around.
Oh.
It's a PlayStation 2 game, which means if I find a copy, I still need to get my PS2 fixed.
Oh.
So, yeah.
How bad's the fix?
I don't remember what's wrong with it.
No?
It doesn't read discs. The discs don't spin or don't read or something. It's a common problem with PlayStation 2s that basically any repair shop can fix.
Okay.
So, hold on, wait a minute. Oh no, she didn't say one of the words.
Oh.
I thought she banned us. She only canceled us.
She canceled us.
She canceled us. She told Scott to make us tell her what the white line is. Scott probably has no idea what she's even talking about. And I shared the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 video for white lines.
Oh.
So that was my answer. It's Grandmaster Flash video. That's what the white line is.
That's pretty reasonable.
I don't know what's up with these well, I mean, the cable we replaced the cable that wasn't working last week with was not a new cable.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a new what from the factory? I don't know what she's talking about. She's losing her damn mind.
The whole thing. Buy a new whole thing.
I got a whole bunch
one
of new.
these.
I got all of this stuff. I got all of this coming in the mail. Not the board and not the Stream Deck, but everything else. Not the phone or the monitors.
Okay, so
the
not
speaker
everything,
monitors.
to be
But
perfectly clear.
I have computer monitors coming, and I have new processor and new RAM coming for my computer. And
Yeah.
we've got new mic cables and mic stands coming.
That's exciting.
You know what sucks? They're coming tomorrow. If they had come today,
We would be.
this would not be an issue.
Yep.
With this buzzing going on. I mean, geez, at this point, we might as well just turn the AC on and let that make noise too.
I know.
But, which I did yesterday. I left the AC on while I was playing.
Did ya?
Yeah, well, I figured the game would drown out the AC. I don't know if it did because I played it back and the volume was pretty low on the game itself. Because I didn't want it to drown out me while I was talking. And, I'll buy a new one, buy a new PlayStation 2.
Oh, that is an idea.
I'll buy a refurbished one from GameStop.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it sure does.
Anyway. Yeah, I am trying to make you fall asleep. You specifically, Laura, so that way we can continue on with our stream
Then we
without
can
you.
start having the real fun.
We're going to have my buddy Brandon's going to be on the show later on today.
He's not just your buddy; he's my buddy too.
He's everybody's buddy.
He's really
Buffalo's
is.
Buffalo's favorite rude boy, Brandon. He's going to be on just to chat about concerts and music and just life in general, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him about Best Buy and where I could get a PlayStation 2, I guess. But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun having him on.
Yeah. I figure he's been to some pretty sweet shows, so he's got to have some cool shit to talk about.
I guarantee you, he's seen at least one of the artists that we're playing today, because we were at a show that he was at that they played.
Oh,
that was actually the first time we met Lucky 33.
Yep.
We met Lucky 33 at the Interrupters show, where we also ran into Brandon and Sarah.
Yeah.
So
that was fun. That was a fun day.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Jasmine's gonna be on the show. You didn't tell me that.
I did not.
No, I didn't know.
I didn't either.
What? Okay. Move this.
Okay.
And I'll move this. And keep those phones away from the board. I can't move mine too far because I need
know,
it.
we need it. Okay, so... Yeah.
So we're getting interference, apparently, is what's going on here. I don't know. Is this maybe causing it? Nope. I don't know. I've had just a hell of a week. I've broken headphones again. And but it's been a good week for the most part, though, because I've been sitting here listening to music.
Yeah.
I bought my I got my record player on Thursday. It finally came.
Yeah.
If you guys remember last week, I was pretty upset with FedEx and furiously refreshing. And literally, as soon as we went off the air, it changed from scheduled delivery by the end of the day today to scheduled delivery pending. What the fuck you mean pending? So I tweeted them and I'm like, guys, okay, what's the deal here? What are you doing to me? And so I got this. They're like, oh, DM us your tracking number and your address and your phone number and your firstborn's, birth certificate and blah blah blah. All that other fun shit that they always want. And so I sent a 5-paragraph text.
Oh my.
To their DMs. I said the scheduled delivery date for this package was today with an estimated delivery time between 8:50 and 10:35. As I don't trust your drivers to put my packages anywhere even remotely out of Street View, I got up early and waited around until 1 p.m., decided to get some work done and take a nap. When I woke up once again at 4 p.m. and checked the tracking, still nothing, but at least it had updated to being in Hamburg, New York, not far from where I live. I continued to check the tracking until 8 p.m., at which time the status changed to pending. That said, although I don't trust FedEx to do virtually anything right ever, especially when it comes to packages that cost over $100, I've come to expect you guys to meet your scheduled delivery. In fact, credit where it's due, FedEx usually delivers bright and early on the morning the day my packages are due, sometimes earlier than I anticipate you being here. So here we are. One thing I give you, the one thing I give your company credit for doing right, and you let me down. And now, because I don't trust your drivers to put my items inside my front hall or even by the rail of my porch, out of sight from the street, I'm on 6 hours of sleep total. I have to work tonight and then probably get 3 hours of sleep and wait for you again tomorrow morning, hoping you'll actually show up. I don't know what I expect you guys to do about it. Really, I'd like you to get someone from the local office to throw it in their car and bring it right now, but I know that's not going to happen. So I'd like to be assured I'll get it first thing in the morning, but I know that won't be happening either. So I don't know what I want from you guys. At this point, I'll probably just settle for not having to call you out on Twitter every time someone decides to use you to ship something to me. And their excuse, during this time of COVID-19, the package is on the truck in my city, out for delivery. COVID-19 is your excuse? So I called them out on that. I said, you know, I've been having issues with FedEx since way before this all started. So finally, at like midnight, the tracking updated again. And it says the barcode was unreadable.
Did we ever look at the barcode on that box?
No, we didn't, and now it's gone. We got put out with recycling on Monday, but yeah. So it's but yeah, like the barcode is unreadable, so we had to take it back and put a new barcode on.
Just like that one time when the driver couldn't find your house.
Like, whoa! Wait a second. You're telling me you guys can't just manually type in the barcode number? You can't just, you know, take a picture of the package on the porch and say it's delivered? You can't do, like, anything without being able to scan the barcode? This is your excuse for not delivering a package on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. So, finally, of course, the next morning I get up, and it's delivery time between 8:40 and 10:35 a.m. And so it's, okay, well, I guess I'm up. And your mom was coming anyway.
Yep.
So your mom comes by, and we're all sitting on the porch. And I got to tell you, I was a little nervous because your mom had been around Allison, and Allison's been around people who actually have coronavirus.
Right.
So I was a little nervous. But
Allison tested negative.
She did after that test negative.
Yeah.
So I was a lot less concerned after that. I was more concerned about we had to go to the hospital on Saturday, but that's another story. So I find that, you know, the FedEx guy shows up at 10:30. Yep. Or a little bit after 10:30. It was somewhere between like 10:30 and 10:35 when like was the end of the window of when it was supposed to be delivered. And as he's coming up on the porch, I hear his machine say, inside the right front door.
Yep.
I said, wait a minute, man. Did your you know thing just tell you to put it inside the front door? He said, oh yeah, you know, with the virus we're not supposed to go in. And like, no, I'm not saying you should have put it in the house, especially with us sitting right here. That's fine. I'm saying before all this started, if your machine's telling you to put it inside my front door, why does everybody leave it? Why do you guys always leave it right on the edge of my steps, right in plain sight of the street? And this guy, he's apparently our new FedEx driver.
Yeah, he's going to be our guy.
And he said, no, listen, man, like if I get something for you, I'm going to put it off to the side. I'm going to put it out of street view. And I'm your new driver around here, so you shouldn't have to worry about it anymore. So maybe I mean, I'm still going to hate FedEx. And until they prove to be better.
Yeah.
And I'm a little concerned because I do have a package coming from them this weekend. Actually, I think, what did it say? Friday was when the processor's supposed to get here?
I believe so.
Yeah, processor's getting here Friday, but the RAM isn't getting here until like Monday now. So I got to sit all weekend with the processor because I'm not just going to open up the computer, put one thing in, and then open it up again and put... But anyway, that's another story altogether.
Yeah.
But... yeah. So, and so during all of this, I start getting tweets from other people who hate FedEx. And no, UPS is fine, man. I've never had a real problem with UPS. And if I have had a problem with UPS, hi, Steve, by the way. Anyway, but if I have had a problem with UPS, they always have a valid, they at least tell me about it. They're tracking updates right away. Their drivers always put the packages off to the side of the porch if they don't put them in the door. Mm-hmm. And they're always, they come later in the day than they're supposed to sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I've gotten used to that.
Yeah.
And so it's not like a FedEx thing where I can kind of rely on them. Believe me, Laura, I have tried to convince companies to send with other shippers. And like I literally tweeted to Zounds, who I got the record player from, and I said, "Hey guys, next time can I just pay you to ship through somebody else?" And I never heard back from them, so I'm, I might try
thinking
again.
That's a no.
Might try again the next time I order something, and maybe I'll call them and order and be like, "Yo, I hate FedEx. They always suck at delivering everything you guys have ever sent to me. Can you please let me give you extra money to ship UPS or something?" But like somebody said in this Twitter discussion I was having with these guys that hate FedEx, they said that, a lot of these companies have contracts with FedEx where they can't ship with another provider regardless. So that's obviously they're not going to break a contract to placate me.
Wouldn't it be cool if they did, though?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, if I'm seriously, like, I will give you guys, like, $20 to ship UPS or something, like, not use FedEx, but, but I don't have much of a choice. Which, when I saw that my, computer processor's coming FedEx, that's actually kind of scary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a super expensive processor, but it's also, not the, computer processors are not the least fragile things in the world or the most fragile. I don't know, whatever. What, you know what I'm trying to say?
They're breakable.
They're breakable.
Look at Whisper ignored Jasmine on Twitter.
I will have a stern talking to that cat after the show.
And I'm going to kick him in the ass.
So anyway, some guy jumps in and he starts trying to defend FedEx on Twitter, right? And he's telling me what I did wrong, and he's telling these other guys what they did wrong, and why it's not FedEx's fault at all. And I go to this guy's profile. Of course, he's a Patriots fan. So I'm like, well, of course FedEx is delivering your packages just fine. It's really easy to deliver a video camera inside a deflated football. And he's like, oh, just because you're salty, they lost, blah, 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 or they won the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. Like, they didn't win this year. And, you forgot the asterisks near win, just like the Dallas Stars often forget to do when they list their Stanley Cup win in 1999. But I digress. So I ended up blocking this guy because he was just like, well, at least I got my package. Don't be a fucking dick.
What does he win?
Yeah, right? Good for you. You got your fucking package and it was in good shape, because mine mine was late and this other guy's was like stolen off his porch, rifled through, and then put back.
Jeez.
Yeah. So like, we all have valid gripes. Me and these two other guys I'm having this conversation with, and this guy's FedEx is fine. They delivered my package just fine, and blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, go suck a dick, Tom Brady.
Aw.
Anyway.
Poor Tom.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so I got my record player the next day, and then I go to set it up, and I only, I'm looking at the instructions on the front, which they're not detailed at all, not helpful at all. Mm. So I'm like trying to set it up, and I'm setting it up wrong. And I go to play a record, and there's like barely any sound coming through, and I'm like, what the fuck? Right? So finally I go on YouTube and I watch a guy set up his record player, and actually I think it was actually like a guy from Audio Technica, the company that makes the record player, telling you, oh, this is how you do it, and this is this is what you got to do, and this is your initial setup. So I'm watching this, and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to follow this, and I'm going to do it exactly the way he's doing it because I need this set up properly. Because that's the whole reason I bought a $250 turntable.
Right.
Was to be able to set it up properly and have it play properly and not damage records and not skip on, barely warped records.
Yeah.
So I finally got it all set up, and at the end of the video, and if you're listening through, a stereo or something else, you got to flip this switch from phono to line. I didn't even see this switch because it's dark in here. There's not a lot of light. I mean, there's,
when that light's not on.
When this
not
light,
a lot of
yeah.
light.
Well, I mean, but I'm not using this as a room light, like this is just for when we're on podcasting and whatever. In fact, I never even changed the lights to a different color today. We just got the background going today. Yeah. Anyway, but so I'm like, it's not even in the fucking manual. And then I opened up the manual, and it was literally the first thing on the inside of the manual. But again, the manual wasn't very helpful at all because there's no instructions. It's just bad pictures.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, all right. I'm glad there's YouTube to tell me how to actually do this thing. Who the fuck wants to listen to an MP3 when you can listen to vinyl? I cataloged all my vinyl this week. I put it all on Discogs. And because, Discogs is... well, I saw my buddy Chris actually put all his on Discogs. He's like, oh, it took me a while, but I finally got it all on Discogs. And he was telling me he did it for insurance purposes.
Okay.
For special editions, he could be like, no, this is the version of this record I have. You can't give me the one from fucking Walmart. You got to give me the one from fucking, Germany that's plated in solid gold with diamond encrusted labels, or whatever. So I put all my records into Discogs. It took me about 2 days. And I don't even have that many. I have 80. And
I mean, that's quite a pile you got.
I finally found out where my copy of Metallica Ride the Lightning came from. It's a German bootleg of the French pressing of
Lost me.
So the French pressing, the original French pressing of Metallica's Ride the Lightning had a misprint. The cover was green. It's supposed to be blue.
Oh.
So the cover was green. And so the ink calibration was off or something. So where instead of shades of blue, it was shades of green. So it's okay, well, let me okay, well, I want that. And I bought it off eBay, not knowing it was a bootleg copy, but I should have known it was. I probably assumed it was a bootleg copy because I know I didn't spend as much as what actual copies are going for of that. But I never knew anything about it. In fact, when Brian was co-hosting, Brian actually sat here one day and went through all the vinyl I had at that time and was looking at all the records. He's like, oh yeah, this is an original pressing and this is that. He was convinced that was an actual copy of the record.
Oh.
I wasn't because the record was pressed in black and mine's clear. I'm I'm pretty sure that's a bootleg. And I finally found out that it was actually a German bootleg that they did for, they just threw the French cover on and the French labels and everything. So everything's accurate except for the vinyl color and the etchings in the runout groove.
Okay. Which
I looked at all the etchings in all the runout grooves as I'm putting these in, and I found the Weird Al Yankovic first record, and it says "Eat Your Broccoli" in the runout groove of the first. I'm I pulled it out to type in whatever was in the runout groove, and I'm like, "Eat your broccoli."
I really like broccoli. Did you know we have broccoli?
I know we have.
No, we have fresh broccoli, but we also have frozen broccoli in a steamables bag.
I did not know that.
But I'm more excited knowing that we have fresh broccoli. I forgot about that.
I was not aware of that. Well,
yeah, I might have some broccoli soon.
But yeah, okay.
Okay.
Well, anyway, so so I threw all my record collection into Discogs, and now I can just hit random and let Discogs decide what I want to listen to. If I don't know what I want to listen to, which happens all the time.
Yeah.
So I said, so I sat down today and I did it. It gave me the Interrupters, it gave me Rancid, and it gave me Metallica and Guns N' Roses, but I skipped those because you were in earshot.
That was nice of you.
But I went with the Iron Maiden Power Slave.
That was a good choice.
That it picked for me, and your sister got that for me. Well, gave it to me anyway. She didn't get it for me, but she gave it to me. And then actually,
was it from her collection?
I don't know whose collection it was from. I don't remember. I'm sure she told me. But,
well, you better figure it out.
Hit random now and tell us what it picks. Let's go to Discogs.
Hi, Rosie. Rosie, I miss you so much.
Rosie, I'm voicing a boxing channel. And every time I get one of their orders, I'm like, hey, Rosie would appreciate this channel, but I went to their channel and there was no videos. But they have 4,000 subscribers.
That's weird.
So, all right. Let's see. If I hit random right now, it's going to tell me to listen to Weird Al Yankovic Polka Party. Which, what it says in the Run-Out Grooves, Polka Till You Puke on the first side. And the second side says, Where's My Liquid Paper, which is a line from the song Dog Eat Dog on that album.
Oh, my.
Yeah. I was very excited. And, to see that first album, to have, Eat Your Broccoli on the one side and an accordion is a terrible thing to waste was on the other side. And I'm like, ooh, I wonder what it says on In 3D. And then my copy of In 3D didn't have anything.
Oh.
And I was disappointed in that because there are actually variants out there that have etchings in the Run-Out Groove. But
Rosie vetoed Weird Al.
I see that. She says hit random again. All right, we'll hit random again. Television's greatest hits, 65 themes from the 50s and 60s.
That sounds good.
That is a good one. I picked that up at there's a guy Jeff Allen who runs the Western New York Vinyl Collective Facebook group.
Yep.
And I actually picked this up he was having a sale.
Oh.
So I actually picked this up. I went to his house and picked it up along with a bunch of other things. But this has got the theme from the Flintstones on it, and the Woody Woodpecker Show, and Felix the Cat, Casper the Friendly Ghost, Popeye, Yogi Bear, Top Cat's on here. Remember last week I was talking about Top Cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Nice.
Rosie approved.
I know.
But yeah, the Munsters theme, the Addams Family theme is on here. Oh yeah, Batman.
My ringtone for my phone is a ska version of the Munsters theme.
I might have to listen. I might actually listen to this later. This looks. I have listened to it before.
You have stuff to do all night.
I'm busy as fuck tonight. So, I was busy as hell last night too, and I played Mortal Kombat till midnight. I'm like, I should probably get to work. I got 3 hours left to deliver these next 2 jobs. And then I did those jobs, and I did everything that was due last night, and I recorded for the new Yellow Sauce record.
Oh.
Which needed to get done before they went into the studio this morning. So
nice.
it's like, yep, I'm gonna do this right now before I go to bed.
I wish there was a cat in here.
Yeah. But there's not.
There's Ashton in the background.
Ashton's there.
He's hanging kind of jacked over there.
Yeah. He kind of was falling down. Because I've been bumping into him trying to get, because I've been doing everything in here. I just, I got a new guitar strap and had to put my strap locks on.
Mm-hmm.
I had an issue. Rosie always said she has issues with guitar straps.
Yeah.
And I had an issue with one of my guitar straps. When we played Tudor Lounge, the last time we played Tudor Lounge when we opened for the Barksdales.
Yeah.
I got a new guitar, and I put a strap on it. I put the strap blocks on it that I have.
Yeah.
And then the whole strap peg came right out, which I believe has happened to Rosie before.
It seems like something that would happen.
Luckily, it held up for the show and the next show, because I'm like, how the fuck do I fix this? The screw hole was stripped. So I found a thing that was stick toothpicks in it, cover it with wood glue, and then sand it down, and then screw it in. And that I actually did, and it actually worked, and it's in there solidly. But yeah, I got a new. I put on my new guitar strap today. That's what I did today. That was my productivity for the day, I guess. So I actually did the thumbnail with the. Rosie had to take a knee at a show once at Tudor. I actually made the thumbnail yesterday with the Chicago Blackhawks things. So, yeah. Soundtrack.
I think she wants to hear Kaiser Solzie.
I think everybody wants to hear Kaiser Solzie. I remember being excited to go see Kaiser Solzie at Warped Tour when we broadcast from there.
Yeah, that was really fun.
That was fun, and Kaiser was like the coolest dude you could possibly meet. And then I saw him again at Just One More's loft or whatever you call it there.
Yeah.
And he was just cool, you know. She's trying to avoid certain words. You see that, right? That's what she's trying to do. All right. We got some Kaiser Solzie for you. This song is called Ordinary Average Day on all WNY. Think So Joe Show.
Another day. For some reason it didn't feel the same. I know it wasn't like an ordinary day. Hanging out in one row app, drinking beers with all the average, drinking pop with my brothers all the way. But I know it's not an ordinary average day. 'Cause days like these ain't just a broad trace. Well, I know it's not an ordinary average day. 'Cause days like these they're only made in grace. Shorts and Sonny's crib, well, Tommy Doe can't handle those earthquakes. Hanging out with Trevor and Dick, watching all this is on the way. We're going to a show in the subway. Well, I know it's not an ordinary average day, 'cause things like these ain't just a broad trace. Well, I know it's not an ordinary average day, 'cause days like these are only made in grace. I know it's not an ordinary average day, 'cause days like these ain't just a bronze race. I know it's not an ordinary average day, 'cause days like these they're only made in grace.
Kaiser Solzie on all WNY. Think So Joe Show. Oh, that's much better.
And yeah, it definitely is. Kaiser is going to be playing a virtual concert on the 29th, which I think is Friday.
Friday, yes.
And we will have some more details about that show and some other shows later.
We will. We're going to be talking to, we're going to be calling Brandon Jungquist in this segment here.
Yeah.
That's my buddy. He's come out to support my band a couple of times, and I know, you know, for some of you band guys out there listening, he's probably come out to support you too. Yeah. And you know, I see him at shows all the time.
He's
and
always there.
You know what's great is like if I go to a show by myself, like if for whatever reason you can't go or just
it happens a lot.
You know, I can usually go to a show and be like, okay, let me find Brandon. And I'll have somebody to hang out with, you know, and he's saved my ass a bunch of times. So,
yeah.
Hey, look, it's Laura impersonating Brian again.
Oh.
Anyway.
What is up?
Yeah. But yes, I switched mic cables within that whole 2-minute song. Like, this is a brand new mic cable. I had to open it and cut off all the zip ties and everything. Like,
it's for real.
So I'm sitting here like trying to speed through it and not stab myself in the eye.
Yeah. I was afraid for both of us for a second there.
I was like, I better like, you know, move off to the side and not stab myself in the eye opening it, but it sounds way better.
It does.
So
good job.
Yeah, I mean, we do have more mic cables coming tomorrow.
Of course, tomorrow.
I was hoping to get the mic stands and like I don't even know what we're doing with the mic stands. Like I think we're gonna just put them next to us for the show and then take them down after the show, just so I don't have these taking up space on the desk because this is a smaller desk, so real estate is essential.
It is.
And I got to kill 5 minutes here because I told Brandon we'd call him at.
Okay, do you want to do this?
We can run through this real quick. We got them. Let's see. We've got Band Together Buffalo. They've got 2 shows this week I believe, on their Facebook page.
Facebook and YouTube.
Facebook and YouTube, okay. Thursday, May 28th, there is Solar Plexus at 9 p.m. and Cypher at 10 p.m. And on Friday, there is Blaze and Friends, and that's at 9 p.m. And at 10 is Vitamin D. That's at Band Together Buffalo, facebook.com/Band Together Buffalo. On Friday, there is Under One Roof, a virtual community concert to end homelessness, and that's hosted by Person-Centered Housing Options Incorporated from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's a virtual concert with performances by Rochester's own Luke Cornwell, Dave Fish, Brendan McCarthy, Elise Patricia from Yellow Kite, Archimedes, Kaiser Solzie and Band, Boy Jr., Overhand Sam, Sienna Facciolo, Seth Golzia? I don't know. That's Fair Golzia.
I don't know.
And the Sideways. Set times to be announced, and the more performers they get, the longer they'll go. That is Friday. I don't know where to watch it.
That one is shit. I don't remember. I think it was a Facebook Live.
Find the artists; they'll tell you.
Yeah.
May 30th. No, I'm missing a. Oh, because we couldn't find. There was a Green Buffalo Productions quarantine quarters that we couldn't find any info on. So
I found it earlier.
I went to Green Buffalo Productions Facebook page, but there was no events listed. So, or at least not this particular event. There were like 3 other ones.
I don't know.
Anyway, so Quarantine Comes Alive, a virtual music festival. And that has a shit ton of artists on it. I am not reading
a literal shit ton.
I am not reading through that whole list there, but Aqueous is on it. Our boys here from Buffalo. That's the one that stands out to me. I don't really know any of the rest of them, but it's all people from all.
I think I saw Ivan Neville on there.
Yeah, it's people from all over.
With before.
And hosted by Ari Frink of SiriusXM Jam On. Fish Radio and DMB Radio, and featuring set break interviews throughout the day, Zoom dance parties to be streamed on the side all day, and that's at quarantinecomesalive.com.
Sweet.
Tones Live with guests, episode 2, live video by the Magic Tones, Saturday at 7 p.m. until 8 p.m., and their guest is Gaz Ghetto Hipster.
I don't know who that is, but I will find out when I watch it.
We've got also on May 30th, Saturday, Springer live stream. That's at 8 p.m. Labatt USA and the House of Guitars presents Springer live stream. Springer will be soliciting donations for Food Link during the broadcast. Every person who donates during the live stream will have their name entered into a drawing for a special autographed Springer guitar and other prizes. And you can tune in on May 30th on Springer's Facebook page to rock out and raise money for a good cause. Saturday the 30th, it is live stream with Vanessa Collier, a Briggs Farm perennial favorite. Vanessa Collier has built a reputation as being one of the most charismatic live performers in the blues business today. Facebook.com/Briggs Farm Blues Festival for that one. That's Saturday at 8 p.m. On Saturday, it is Nude World Order, Episode 9. The Glam Vamps are bringing you the 9th episode of their episodic burlesque series, Nude World Order. I'm kind of rushing through this now because we got called Brandon in a minute here. But featured performers include Anna Galactic, Sapphire Sea Queen, Carrie Faye, Juicy Lucy, Fiona Fatale, Sugar Tush, Peekaboo Point, and Kitten and Lou. The 9th episode of Nude World Order will launch on their Patreon at patreon.com/theglamvamps on Saturday at 9 p.m. The songwriting peer group for June is going to take place on Monday, June 1st. And instead of the Actually, it's their May one because it was supposed to. They didn't do it this Monday because of Memorial Day.
Yeah.
So that's you find their Facebook page. There will be a Zoom link if you want to participate in the May songwriting peer group for the Buffalo. You know what I'm.
Yeah. Music Industry Alliance.
Yeah, Music Industry Alliance. Marco, the Italian drummer on Rochester Groovecast podcast. That's happening also on Monday at 9 p.m. And we'll give you more details later.
Yeah.
And Canootin is going to have their their album listening party on June 5th. That's next, what is that? That's next Friday.
We're actually going to be talking
they will
to
be
Angel
on the show
Wednesday.
with us on Wednesday. And we're going to call up.
Right now, we're going to talk to Brandon.
Let me get his number pulled up here. And
you didn't have it pulled up?
It's dialing right now.
Okay.
How about that?
Brandon, pick up.
There it goes. I remembered to not have it muted this week. This is always the fun part. Let's listen to them.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, dude.
Hey, Karina.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on? Good to hear from you.
Oh, yeah, good. I miss you guys.
Yeah, we miss you too, man. You're in New York right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm up in Long Island. My girlfriend came and picked me up. We were really safe. I won a checkerboard mask that she made me. We had like sanitizer and everything, so we didn't get out of the car. She came up from Long Island, picked me up, and came back.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got somebody to spend quarantine with while you're furloughed and not able to go to shows. I know just this past weekend we missed. What was it? Rancid and Dropkick Murphys was this would have been this past weekend.
Oh my God, that so much.
You're breaking up pretty bad, man.
Oh, sorry.
We caught some static.
Oh, is it good now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would have been a great show, and also there was the Les and Jake Lagwagon tour.
Yep.
And then the Bouncing Souls Leftover Crack tour too.
Yeah, and it came down to like not the average person can't go to all of the shows, so you had to pick, and that was like. You learned about yourself when you had to pick between those shows.
Like me picking Guns. Well, I to be fair, I didn't pick Guns N' Roses over Tool and Rage Against the Machine. Just those were announced after I bought tickets. But you've been doing a thing on Facebook. You've been posting about your past concert experiences. You've actually saved your ticket stubs over the years, and have been posting them and sharing them. And like, this is where I was on this day in history, and so that's been cool to see. I never saved my ticket stubs.
I tried, but things just. I'm not an organized person. How do you organize your ticket stubs, or do you just kind of throw them all in a drawer?
Well, even when I was younger, I started saving my tickets. My first. You're gonna like this one, Joe. Guns N' Roses Metallica at Rich Stadium.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm jealous you went to that one.
Even back then, I just thought, like, I should keep these for, it might be really cool to look back at some point. But I never really kept them organized. I kept everything kind of like in a box.
Yeah.
So I had a box of set lists and picks. But my girlfriend, she's been doing that too. And she's really organized. She's got all sorts of folders, and she even has the folders and everything. So kind of gave me like something to folders and do this.
Can we hardwire into?
No, that's not going to make a difference. That's just the phone.
Connection?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Even if we did hardwire, nobody would be able to hear them because that was a volume issue the last time when we did it when we had I don't even remember who was on that time.
Okay.
But anyway, but yeah, no, I carried around with me the very first concert ticket, the Metallica concert ticket. I carried that around in my wallet for years until like it was just a blanktickets.com ticket stub. So,
Yeah, I have some faded ones that I try to figure out what they were.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an estimation between your collection and your girlfriend's collection, like how many ticket stubs you have?
Oh, no.
No?
That's
Like-
going to be a lot.
How big is your? This is a weird thing to say, but Brandon, how big is your box?
Yeah, there's going to be a few hundred or so.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. But when I got the idea, my friend Jared, he's the one
We got no
Nothing.
nothing.
it.
There you are. Okay. We lost you for a
yeah.
second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my friend Jared, he started doing it on Facebook. He's the one that wrote like all the text to that. I just kind of copied it because I'm like, oh, that would be kind of cool. And I thought, like this would be a good way for people to remember shows they've been to, like in the area, and then maybe get some, have them, bring up some good memories, and also just reminisce with everybody because we don't got any shows to go to. So let's just talk about the good times.
Right.
I think you and I have been to so many shows at the same time before we ever met each other that it's ridiculous. And now, like, if I go to a show, I was just saying before we called you, if I go to a show and I'm going by myself, the first thing I think is, Brandon will probably be here. I could go find him and hang out with him.
Yep, I definitely look for you too.
I know of at least one show that we were both at before we ever knew each other. And that's the Aquabats on the 4th of July at the Icon.
Oh my God, that was so much fun. Well, any Aquabat show is fun, but like their battles they did on stage were really cool.
They had commercial breaks during that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
In the Icon, which is a small venue, so
Yeah.
like to be able to pull that off in the Icon was incredible. Like it's not as impressive to see it at Town Ballroom.
Right.
It's still fun.
Yeah. I got to do at the Town Ballroom one. I actually dressed up in an Aquabats costume, and I got during pizza day. I ran and got a slice of pizza and was doing the pizza deliveries skank.
That's awesome.
I
I'm like,
was there. I can
the
verify.
props there. I have to go. I have to take the opportunity. I'm jealous of. Hey Joe, I'm jealous of one of your concert experiences we were at when you got on stage for Less Than Jake.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for the Less Than Jake Price is Right. Like that was awesome.
that's right. That was so. The story there was my ex-wife. We were there mostly for Real Big Fish, and she didn't know any Less Than Jake. And she's just we're up on like the second level there, and she's like on the leaning on the guardrail. And he's like, hey, you over there with your boyfriend, you look bored. Why don't you guys come up on stage? So we got to go up and sit on stage with, like, do absolutely nothing but sit on stage and have a beer with Less Than Jake while they're playing. Yeah, that was a fun show. You got to skank on stage with the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
On crutches.
On crutches. I have pictures.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I just remember being at the show, and I had never heard of Wolf Tickets before, who were the opening act, and then like the next thing I know, you're off on the side of the stage while the Boss Tones are playing, and they're like, "Yeah, come on stage and dance with." Like, hey, like, I know that guy. I think between you and I, we could probably fill an entire hour or two with concert stories of things we got to do that other people probably haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what keeps me going is like just the show, like to where I feel like feel myself and get to and see all my friends, and it's where I feel the most comfortable.
Oh, absolutely. Awesome. Same here.
Yeah. So what would you say is, and this is probably going to be really hard, What would you say is like your favorite concert that you've been to? Or like maybe the most memorable, if not your favorite?
Oh, I got a lot of them, but I was kind of going sort of in my June tickets because I knew since June's coming up, that I ran across one that like means really a lot to me. It was Tom Petty at Darien Lake. I went with my mom. My mom's passed away now, but it was an awesome show to experience with her. And what was cool about that show is it was a complete downpour, like thunder and lightning.
Oh, wow.
And lightning hit the stage and took the power out. Wow. And they got it back up. And Tom Petty started right where he left off. And then it hit the stage again and knocked the power out. They got it back up and he started right where he left off. And it did it again. So, and he didn't stop. Like, this guy's a legend. He could have left and went home whenever he wanted. Yeah. But he just kept on wanting to perform for everybody. And I just thought that was like an amazing experience, and to share that with like my mom.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How many shows have you been to, would you say, that the power went out at? Because I know I've been to a few.
A cool one with the power that went out was Bouncing Souls at the Waiting Room. They were playing Lean On Sheena, and the power went off, and everybody kept singing. And then once the power went on, they just jumped in where we left off singing.
That's cool.
Were you at the Real Big Fish show at Canal Side where the power went out?
Oh, yep.
I was probably hanging out with you. You were probably right next to me through the whole thing. But yeah, power goes out and they start just playing Everything Sucks, and everybody starts singing along. By the time the song was over was when the power finally came back on and they finished the song. Yeah. I've been to a few shows where the power's gone out and just cool shit happens, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool for us, the concert goers, to be like, oh, this is memorable. But then, you know, there's the crew running around backstage like, fuck.
Yeah, and the band gets really nervous at the start, but then when they see us like take over, like the look on their faces, they just look like they love it. You know, it's like, oh my God, like our fans really care, you know?
Yeah.
So Brandon actually introduced me to the Interrupters. I had never heard of them before. I was at Warped Tour. I'm texting him. I'm like, dude, where you at? He's like, oh, I'm over by the big stage. The Interrupters are up on stage or are about to come on. I'm like, oh, I'll come hang out with you. I didn't know who they were. And now I own all their albums on vinyl. And like, we've all, the three of us were all at a show in Rochester together, which is funny because we got Lucky 33, a new song from them coming up, and they were one of the opening acts at that show.
Yeah, I like them. They're really good.
Yeah. Who else are you into on the local scene?
The Abrupters, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abrupters, Wolf Tickets, on the Cinder.
Awesome.
Barksdale's.
Awesome. We approve of all of this.
Definitely approve. And I just got to open for the Barksdales not too long ago, and On the Cinder were in the crowd watching us. So it's like, hey,
nice.
Bands that we love are out seeing us. So and you've actually come out to see us too, and I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Yep, I'm down anytime.
Yeah, I appreciated seeing you out there, and even though my guitar volume was like super low that night, I'm like, what's wrong?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I could tell, like, you guys were playing really well, but something was off with the sound.
It was my fault. So
yeah, I was blaming the sound guy.
No. Sound guy was doing his job. I think he was rushing me a little, and maybe that's why I didn't turn my volume all the way back up. But once I realized what was happening, I'm like, oh, that's why I sound like shit. But those are all fantastic bands. We've probably seen all of them, or some of them at least, with you. I know we saw the Abrupters at least together one time.
Yeah. No, I'm really happy for them because, like, Mike has done so many, like, bands that it's great to see one of them like become a national band. You know, like
Yeah.
he's worked so hard throughout these years. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy for them.
Yeah, they all just ooze talent. They are a great group.
Yeah. We've got their vinyl.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. I was just talking about vinyl in the previous segment because I cataloged all my vinyl the other day, so I could just hit random on Discogs and it'll pick an album for me to listen to. So and that's in
Oh,
there.
that's
So
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
On the Cinders too. Actually, we got their vinyls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as far as rescheduled concerts, since our whole summer has been turned upside down, what, as far as shit that's rescheduled, are you looking forward to right now?
Well, I'm kind of just waiting for, I'm just waiting for maybe like vaccines and treatments to go through because, like, I think it's good that the bands are like canceling and postponing because it really isn't safe to have like a big gathering and it's, don't put your fans and the bands and their crew like in danger.
Right. Absolutely. So, with the alternative that we're having right now with live streams and these online concerts and everything, are you getting down on any of that? I know it's not the same, but it's, it's something.
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and there's been a lot of like a lot of people, a lot of different bands stepping up and doing some really good live streams. Like the Mike Herrera one every Friday, that one's been really good. He calls it Life in Quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jose from Make War has done a really good live stream. That Dropkick Murphys one Friday, that one looks really good with Bruce Springsteen.
Ooh.
And the it's in empty Fenway Park.
Wow.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool.
Very cool. Awesome.
The Frank Turner ones on Thursdays. He's been going through his whole catalog, and each Thursday he's just been playing a whole album.
Sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know you've been the one sharing all the Goldfinger videos when they've been putting their quarantine videos out, which has been a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, there's some booking agents that I've never heard of, like putting together like whole day like lineups that have been really cool. They're like Bad Cop's been on a lot, Bomb Pops have been on a lot of them, so they've been pretty good.
Sweet.
All right, we got a few minutes left before we got to get into the next song break, so let's speed round, I guess. Do you have any more questions? Or?
Okay. What is your favorite of all time local Buffalo venue?
I'd say Mohawk.
Sweet. Okay, what about, because you do Western New York, not just Buffalo, what about your favorite Western New York venue?
I would always say Mohawk.
Sweet.
That place like is home.
Yeah, I hear ya. Okay. Are there any venues that you are like, no thanks, hard pass, I'm not gonna go there?
I'm kind of like that with Art Park.
Okay.
Just because it gets so crowded, and
Yeah.
if it, like some shows you have to make sure you buy like the higher up ticket
Yeah.
to get like a good spot, and sometimes you don't know you have to do that, so it just seems like a mess anytime I go there.
Yeah.
So
I hear ya.
I dread when there's stuff at Art Park.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear ya.
Sometimes the Darren Lake too. Like now, I kind of want to get like the seats now because like the grass is kind of like crazy.
Yeah. Okay, I don't mean to insult you, but do you feel like maybe you're just getting old?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I don't really want these. Yeah, sometimes like those Dairy Lake shows, I'm like, I don't want these drunk people like on me. I'd rather just be up front in the seats or something.
Awesome.
But
All
at
right.
punk shows, I'll be in the circle pit with a beer. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay, so what else do we want to know? What is the most recent concert that you went to?
The last show I saw before the shutdown was Get Up Kids
Ooh.
at the rec room. I keep on always want to say waiting room. 'Cause that
I
was
know,
ringing
they
like
look so
venues.
similar, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before that, it was definitely memorable. It was real big Keep Flying.
You're breaking up again. We didn't hear that.
The last show before that was definitely memorable because it was Real Big Fish, Big D, and the Kids Table,
Ooh.
and Keep Flying.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. All right. One more question. Out of all time, well, actually, I'll ask you this: what is the first local band that you were all about and like couldn't miss a show?
Mexican Session.
What was it?
Mexican Session.
We still didn't get it. One more time.
Mexican Session.
Mexican
Okay.
Session.
All right. we
Yeah,
heard you
they
that.
were a ska band in the 90s, and I was still living out by like Jamestown.
Oh.
They were one of the first local bands that I would drive from that area to Buffalo to see.
Sweet.
Yeah, they were always a blast to see.
What venues did they play?
Showplace.
Oh my God, Showplace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go see them. Dr. Dirty Sanchez, they were flying.
Awesome.
All right. We got to get into the next song break. But Brandon, it's been great talking to you,
Thank
man.
you,
We missed you. We
Brandon.
can't wait to see you again, man.
Stay safe, man.
All right. Yeah, you too. Yep, can't wait to see you guys in the pit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Take care, man. It was nice talking to you.
All right.
Thanks, dude.
Bye.
Later, bud.
Later.
All right. So now we're going to get into some music from Once Upon a Flatline. I like the name of the song, Hang Him High, but the him is Hymn, like a hymn.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool. But this is Once Upon a Flatline, Hang Him High on All WNY Think So Joe Show.
News headline reads on the very front page. Woman murders husband in Joe's grave. Officer I got
That was Once Upon a Flatline on all WNY Think So Joe show. Song called Hang Him High.
Yeah, and they are somebody in their band, I'm assuming the girl singer, is the DJ Alexis Valentine, who does emo nights at Mohawk Place with FTMP.
All right.
Yeah.
I've been to one of those.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, there usually are. Jasmine's gone to one of those with me.
I went, well, that's why I went, is because you were selling cookies and Jasmine was there with you, and I don't know what else I was doing that night. I think whatever I was doing was done, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go to emo night. Wasn't my usual scene, but it wasn't not fun.
No.
That was double negative, so that meant it was fun.
If you hate emo, I would say you're gonna have a bad time.
Let's go to People Watch.
Yeah, if you're there and if you don't like the music, but you can just people watch, it is great people watching.
Oh, for sure.
Because people go all out and dress in their early 2000s best, and it's super fun.
I showed up in a Guns N' Roses t-shirt.
Sore thumb.
So did Jasmine. So, well, I don't think it was planned. I think we just both coincidentally were wearing Guns N' Roses shirts.
Asking her what every song was.
I was asking. I'm like, wait. There was a couple of them where I'm like, wait, I know this one.
Yep.
They were few and far between,
Yeah.
but there was a couple of them.
Then they'd play Green Day, and it was like, this isn't emo.
Yeah, right.
But like, you can slide it into that category because, you can.
That was bugging me.
What was wrong?
I set the light to green.
Oh.
To match all the rest of the LEDs in here.
Oh yeah, that is better. Mm-hmm.
Got all green LEDs going right now. I got a nice LED strip behind the desk now too.
Yep.
Thanks to you.
welcome.
You gave me your LED strips and I cut them to size. And it was like it just kept peeling off and I'm like,
I know they got a lot of wear and tear.
I'm like, damn it, I wish this would just stick up here, but I ended up grabbing like 2 Velcro like cable wraps
Yeah.
and Velcroing it around the shelf to hold the one end up because it was only the one end was the end with the plug was being weighed down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like, okay, well, let me put that up. So I got this all it's all decked out in here now.
yeah,
And,
it is pimpin'.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's when this bright ass light isn't right on my face, it's really nice. But yeah, I'm really glad that I bought those mic cables
Yeah.
because like I bought them and threw them in a bag, and I'm like I might need them eventually.
Yeah. And then there you did.
And I needed it today, so sounds way better than the first segment. But he's gonna get some boot cut jeans and a white belt for emo night. Kevin is
Cool. Where did we leave off?
I think we left off with we got everything, but we kind of skipped
we
through the
didn't.
last couple. Yes, we did.
yes, we did. So let's start with the songwriting peer group if we can.
I actually closed that one,
Oh.
so we got into that one a little bit more, I think, but we'll go back to that. That's fine. But usually the songwriting peer group is the last Monday of the month, but since it was Memorial Day, they moved it to Monday, June 1st. So bring a new song, a new idea, or just your listening ears and give and receive feedback with your fellow songwriters. Every person to participate in this group has reported a positive and enlightening experience, so join them. The Zoom link will be posted in the event page
Good stuff.
on the day of the meeting.
Good stuff. Marco, the Italian drummer.
That was one of the ones we really rushed through. Would you rather give up on music and art entirely, start building up build up a staring at the wall habit and eat until you're sick, or spend these extra hours developing new habits, hobbies, and ways to keep creativity at the forefront of your life? Continue to support local creatives. The latest episode of the Rochester Groovecast podcast highlights Marco the Italian drummer
Again with the
Sirigliano.
Italian. Yeah, I think you're very right.
I should know about Italian last names. I come from
you come
Zaccarellas and
from one.
Gizzarellis. So
Yes. You have no excuses.
yeah, Marco is a drummer from Rochester, New York, McNally Smith College of Music, forte in all styles. He's a tour/session drummer, and he plays with everyone. And you can join in on the Zoom meeting Or you can watch on Facebook. The meeting will officially open at 8 p.m. and the broadcast starts around 8:30. That is on Monday.
Awesome.
And you could get all the information from the event page. Just look up Marco the Italian Drummer on the Rochester Groovecast podcast.
And then we have First Drive by Canuton.
Canooten.
Canooten. Damn it. I'll get it by next week.
Yes, First
Canooten.
Drive by Canooten. June 6th is the day for the digital release of the first of their new album, First Drive. And since they can't play out yet, they're celebrating by hosting a listening party, followed up with a Facebook Live Q&A. And they'll see you all soon. They'll see you next week on this very podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to have them as our guests.
Yeah.
Looking
We're
forward
going
to
to have
that.
Angel, if not others.
Are we calling or are we going?
We're calling.
Okay, because
Yes.
we can theoretically do Zoom or
Okay.
Skype or something along those lines and just get their face in the screenshot here on the Facebook Live and the YouTube if somebody wanted to.
I'll talk to Angel, but as of right now, it's going to be a
but
phone call.
but with video and audio, that's an extra chance for something to go wrong.
You read my mind. Thank you.
But of course, with phone calls, you got to worry about call quality.
Yeah.
And the cell phone reception of not only us but the person on the other line, which
Yeah.
is, it was one of the two of us was having issues with reception. I think mine is set on like Wi-Fi though, so like it's probably not.
I don't know.
It was probably his, but that's
I don't know
besides
how
the
that
point.
works.
I got a Snapchat from Jasmine.
Oh, really?
Let's see, for an hour ago.
An hour ago. That was.
This is the first time I'm looking at my phone since we called Brandon.
Oh, she sent me
Waiting
that.
on your ass.
Wait.
Come on.
Oh, we're still on Bluetooth. There, Jasmine's on the podcast. She made it.
Yay, Jasmine.
Jasmine made it on the podcast. Anyway, yeah. So
Great.
if it's a little bit brighter this week on the video, it's because my curtains fell down. I'm not gonna put them back up until after the summer's over, because
Unless we get new curtains.
well, no, I'm not gonna put them up until after the summer's over because then I got to get them out of the way of the air conditioner.
Oh.
And that's how they ended up falling in the first place, is because usually what I'll do is hang them over the curtain rod.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
I didn't mean to play your audio over the air, Jasmine. It just happened to be on my Bluetooth, which is still on from the phone call. So, you've co-hosted this show before, you know.
Jasmine, you know what you sound like.
All right, I have now turned down the volume on the Bluetooth, so it won't come through.
So, you guys may or may not have been keeping track of how long I was in the fucking house. I did not leave the house the last time I left the house was for the Head PE concert that the Living Brain Dead opened for.
March 14th.
March 14th. That night, I stayed at my mother's house. Hi, Mom. I love you. Then the next morning, my mom brought me home. And I did not leave home again until, what day was that?
Saturday was when you went
Saturday. Because I had to get blood work taken. Because I keep having seizures. And my doctor wants to know why. So he did some blood work. And then also my psychiatrist wants to know why my meds aren't working. So, I had to get some med levels taken. And I already heard back from one of my doctors, but I missed the phone call. So I don't know what that news is. I'll find out tomorrow. But anyways, we went for a 20-minute walk.
We did.
And it was a lovely walk. It was a fairly nice day.
Mm-hmm.
I got my new shoes dirty. There was mud puddles. And then I came home and I tried to clean the house. And I'm trying to clean the fucking floor. And I'm wearing dirty shoes, guys. I
doesn't
couldn't
work so well.
understand why the floor kept getting muddy.
So we go to the hospital because that's, the blood work was in that area. And
right next to it.
It was like a block away. But, we haven't been there in so long, we forgot where it was. So we went in, and the first thing that happens is security guard's like, "What are you here for?" And like, oh, she needs blood work. He's like, go that way. Like, all right, so we go, and then we have to sign in, and they have to take our temperature, and then they give us masks.
Even though we have masks.
We're wearing masks, but they give us their own masks. Either way, they don't stay on my face because I got the beard here. But.
And I was wearing my glasses, and it was really freaking humid, and my glasses kept fogging up, and I have learned how you deal with this. You wear your contacts, or you wash your glasses in hot soapy water.
So, but anyway, we finally got to the place where you needed to get the blood work. We were in there for 10 minutes at most. Mm-hmm. And I was the only person sitting in the waiting room.
Yeah, we weren't in there 10 minutes. We were in and out, really, because there's nobody waiting. Nobody wants to be there. Nobody is wanted there. You know, even like preliminary like insurance questions and stuff like that. They did that through the window so that like they had chairs in front of the window so that you couldn't get close to the window. Really, and like they just made as little contact with you as possible. And you know what? I felt safe. I feel good. I feel healthy. Knock on wood, if this is wood.
It's wood. It's just like cheap wood.
I think that the precautions they're taking are all reasonable, and nobody was disrespectful about it. Nobody in the staff or, you know, the visitors, like nobody. There was a little bit of confusion with the older gentleman. I don't know if you remember that. Mm-hmm. There was an older gentleman, and he was just really confused as to like where his person that he was looking for was, or where he was supposed to go. And, you know, like the mask was just kind of like discombobulating him a little bit more and confusing him. And, you know, like that really sucked because things are unfamiliar. So it is confusing, you know?
Yeah.
But if we're all working together and, you know, being patient, we can handle this shit, right?
And then you spent the night at your mother's this weekend.
I did. I got to see my family. I got to see my sister. I hadn't seen her since everything started because she works in an inpatient rehab facility where she has been exposed to COVID-19. She just tested negative for COVID-19. So I wanted to see my freaking sister. Mm-hmm. And I went and I stayed the night, and me and Allison were just goofy together for a little while. And I saw my cat Killer and my sister's new cat Merlin, who is just a kitten, but he's just as big as Killer. And I spent some time with my mom, and it was super nice. It was like, there was like none of the bullshit that like, you know, when your family's together too much, you start like getting on each other's nerves and everything. Like there was nothing like that. It was like really cool to just like see everybody and get along and just relax.
I listened to records and well, when was it? Was that Sunday you went? Saturday night you went? I don't remember what night you actually went.
Sunday night.
So Sunday night I listened to records, and I worked, and I slept, and I actually I stayed up because I had to ask you a question. So I stayed up until you got up and messaged me, just so I could ask if I needed to dump the cat litter or toss out the bucket. And then I went to sleep, and I got like 6 hours straight of sleep.
Yeah.
Which never happens when you're home.
I'm sorry. Is it because I come in and give you kisses?
I come
to kisses.
I come to bed at like 4 or 5 a.m. and like I usually stay awake at least until your alarm goes off because I know it's gonna wake me up anyway.
Right.
And then I'll do my best to fall asleep. And then one way or another, you'll wake me up, whether it's you're in there giving me kisses or you're waking me up specifically to ask me if I want breakfast, which is what you did this morning. I'm sleeping. She wakes me up. Do you want breakfast? Like, I want to sleep.
I was making myself breakfast, so I wanted to see if you wanted breakfast.
And then the next thing I know, I'm just laying there for 2 hours, like not falling asleep, staring at my phone. So, but
World's worst girlfriend. I want to make you breakfast.
I never said you were a bad girlfriend. I just said I don't get a lot of sleep when you're home. I get a chance to take a nap when you're taking a nap sometimes. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to go lay down.
He plans his naps around me like I'm his toddler, you guys.
Because I don't got to worry. If you're sleeping, I don't got to worry about you waking me up. But I have to work at night because it's quieter.
And I'm sleeping.
And it's cooler.
And I stop kissing on you.
And there's like, less fireworks going off.
Less, yes.
I don't know if you heard the fireworks.
I heard the fireworks last night.
4:30 in the morning.
I was not checking the clock.
The fireworks went off at 4:30 in the morning, and I just loudly said, "It's 4:30 in the fucking morning." So, seriously, like, I don't mind when they do it on 4th of July.
Right.
Even then, I hate it, but like, I don't mind it as much on 4th of July. But on the 26th of May at 4:30 in the fucking morning, that's a little ridiculous. I was on the phone the other night when you were gone. That's what I did. I talked to my buddy John. Mm-hmm. He had texted me last Wednesday before the show, and I never got around to getting back to him until like Sunday. I'm like, dude, you know what? I completely forgot to get back to you. I've been super busy. What's up? I'm available if you want to talk. So he called me up, and that was the first time I left the room because I was in here all day with the AC going and the record player blaring and just doing whatever I felt like doing because it's just like, hey, I don't gotta do it. I can sit here and just listen to records all day and not feel bad about it. And so but when he called, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go sit on the porch. And I'm sitting on the porch and I'm just like, dude, they're fireworks, not gunshots. And they are fucking loud.
Yeah.
Like they're going off to behind me to the left.
Okay.
They sound like they're coming from next door, but they're not. I don't know where they're coming from. And then there's other ones going off down the street to my right. So I'm just surrounded by fireworks going off. The ones down the street aren't as loud as the ones, closer to us. But I'm just sitting and I can see like the flashes from the fire. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. But like everybody that's outside is just like so used to it in this neighborhood that everybody's ignoring it, including me. I'm just on the phone having a conversation.
Yeah.
Like the only reason I'm worried about fireworks is because now I have to explain that these are fireworks, not gunshots. Which seems to be in every year around this time thing. And, if it was Niagara Falls, it'd be gunshots. Yeah,
we're lucky.
So I'm grateful that it's fireworks, but I'm also pissed off that they're shooting them off at 4:30 in the morning. Like, I'm trying to fucking...
that's extreme.
Most people are trying to sleep, whereas I'm trying to work. So who aren't you pissing off shooting off fireworks at 4:30 in the morning? And I'm so tempted to be the asshole that calls the cops.
Yeah.
But I don't know where they're coming from, so I can't be like, hey, somebody's shooting off fireworks somewhere near my address.
Yep.
I don't know where, but you need to stop them.
Sounds like a couple places.
Yeah. Specifically somewhere behind us is where these other ones are going, or where these late night ones are going off.
Yeah. Just
ridiculous. Just so, celebrate the birth of your nation by blowing up a small part of it.
Yes. I do.
There's a Simpsons quote waiting for me in my Facebook inbox. I'm sure I only caught the beginning of it. I just haven't read it because we've been on the air since I got it. So I didn't want to check it while we're on the air. And I during the song breaks, I've been busy. Like during the Kaiser Solzie song, I'm switching out mic cables.
Right.
And during the Once Upon a Flatline song, I ran out to throw the recycling out from the mic cable. So.
Thank you for taking care of the recycling.
And I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea here. Like, it's not that I'm not listening to the songs that we play because I'm actually listening to them before the show.
Yes.
Because I have to program them into the board. Actually, I'll tell you what, I have not listened to this Lucky 33 song yet.
Oh.
because they actually emailed it to us, and I just, when I get a MP3 or a wave or whatever, I can just literally, transfer it right into the board, and I don't have to, listen to it, or, I make it sound like a chore, but, it's just really simple. So I actually haven't heard this song, so I'm actually going to be in the room.
Nobody has heard this song.
Really? This is a world premiere.
This is let me verify. Let me verify.
So we world premiered a song last week from XM Priory, and they did the lyric video right after that, which was fantastic if you haven't seen it.
Brand new, unreleased Lucky 33.
Brand new, unreleased Lucky 33 you guys get to hear for the first time today. Well, I get to hear it for the first time because I haven't. They sent the MP3. I'm like, okay, cool. That's quick and easy. I can just program that right in. I don't have to sit here for 2, 3, 4 minutes listening to a song. And no offense to anybody else I'm playing on the show today. I just, I got a record player last week and I'm trying to enjoy it.
He's got all this Metallica to listen to.
Yeah, well, I've listened to all but 2 of my Metallica records. That includes the one I got yesterday. I'm excited about the one I got yesterday. Actually, it's Kill 'Em All. But it's the 1988 pressing from Elektra Records that has 2 bonus tracks on it. So I was excited when I saw that I could get that for the price I got it at. So I'm buying it. Bought. And it was not supposed to come till tomorrow, but it got here yesterday. And I'm like, yup, putting this on right now.
And how did it come?
USPS.
Of course.
Yeah.
We know it wasn't FedEx.
No, it wasn't FedEx. It was USPS. The seller packed it up really well, and it came in one piece, and it played really well. So I was very very happy to get that. And in fact, I've ordered a couple of more records, just because I'm sitting here like, man, I really want to listen to the Beatles. I have a Beatles record. I don't know how well it plays. I've never played it. I didn't even know that I had this particular Beatles album because the sleeve for it says the Beatles 66, but the record is Meet the Beatles.
Oh.
Which made it really hard to catalog on Discogs because I didn't have any of the identifying markers from the sleeve. I had to go by what was on the label and what was in the runout group.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here after I cataloged that. I'm like, man, yeah. And I've had Money Can't Buy Me Love. I've had that stuck in my head for days.
Yeah.
And like, I tried to get Alexa to play it on Spotify, and it's like, okay, Can't Buy Me Love by Michael Bublé. No. Hey, Alexa, play, Can't Buy Me Love by the Beatles. And then it played like a Beatles tribute band. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I really want to hear the Beatles. So, I bought the record Help, and I bought the Hard Day's Night soundtrack, which is the one that has Can't Buy Me Love.
I want to watch both those movies with you.
We should watch those at some
My
point.
sister has them, I believe.
I would say we should get the projector out and throw them on the projector, but it's fucking hot out there, so.
I know.
Maybe we'll set it. I got that projector mount. We can maybe mount it in the bedroom. And I don't fucking know. I'm making up shit now. Anyway.
I don't see it going up in the bedroom.
I don't see it going up.
The ceiling is falling apart.
I don't see it going up anywhere in this house.
No.
That's for when we eventually buy a house and move. But
you say this we buy a house thing, like.
when I eventually buy a house and we move. Anyway. So.
I'm just the 8th pet.
But anyway, so I bought Help and I bought Can't Buy Me Love, and the guy and Help was listed as Help 12-inch. So like, okay, vinyl, but the guy in the listing is talking about jewel cases. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Yeah.
And then after I, bought it and sent him the payment, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I'm really starting to think I just bought a CD. And we don't have a CD player hooked up anywhere in the house right now.
Indeed, we do not.
So I'm like, I can't even listen. Like, I don't even have a CD drive on my computer to listen to. At least you have that.
I was just gonna say, do I?
Yeah, you have a. I think it's a Blu-ray on there.
Oh.
But I don't have a CD drive on here or Blu-ray or anything. So I'm just like, okay, what do I do? Actually, no, DVD drive. I think you have. But anyway, So the guy messages me this morning and he says, "Hey man, listen, I don't know why this is listed as a 12-inch, but it's a CD. Do you just want the refund?" And I said, "Yeah, you know what? I'd really appreciate that, man. That like I was kind of confused by that. So yeah, I really appreciate you doing that." And he goes, "Okay, yeah, cool." So he just sends me the refund, no questions asked, just took care of me.
That's good.
And then I immediately went on eBay and found a copy. Because like I'm going through Discogs, and by the time I get to like, you know, I get to like $20, it's like the newer pressing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just buy it from Amazon. Except Amazon's out of it. And everywhere else you could buy that pressing, you got to pay shipping on it. So I might as well buy it from Discogs. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to find an older copy on eBay. So that's exactly what I did. So I now have the Beatles Help, and that one's already in the mail on the way.
Cool.
And A Hard Day's Night. And actually, the Hard Day's Night one is the one that's in the mail and on the way. And the other one is marked as shipped too.
Cool.
I don't know if USPS has actually picked that up, but they're both coming USPS, so I don't got to worry about them. They should be fine.
Nice.
And then I can listen to some Beatles up in here.
Up in here.
Not that I can't do that anyway, because I do have a Beatles record, just not what I want to listen to
Joe,
right now.
it's time for music.
Yeah. You're starting to sound like Laura. Anyway, this
Unreleased.
This is brand new, unreleased, Lucky 33. This song is called Hang On, I'm Busy on all WNY. Think So Joe Show.
You despise self-serving servant took my mind control. What happens when anxiety takes its grip? No point in fighting when serotonin is low. You don't care about us, you won't. Cloudy eyes surround us, you won't. We're only animals, just we've got a mob. Burning ants until pillars of salt. What happens when the cannon turns its head? No point in fighting when you lost your control. You don't care about us, you won't. Cloudy eyes surround us, you won't. Killer on my back, so star-crossed serpent. Dementia has us falling for a cause. And it's murder when the social guillotine strikes. You don't care about us, you won't. Cloudy eyes surround us, you won't.
Lucky 33 on all WNY Think So Joe Show. Song called Hang On, I'm Busy.
I like it.
They're from a little bit outside of where we like to play music from, but they're friends of the show.
Yes, indeed.
We love them. We've had them on all WNY events, and they're a great band.
Yeah, they are.
And that was a great song.
Yeah.
I'm reading this article during the song break here, and it's this guy. He was in a band called he is in a band called Hawk Nelson. His name's Jonathan Steingard, and Hawk Nelson is a Christian rock band.
Okay.
And he's gone public with some personal news, and on Instagram he posted that he no longer believes in God.
Oh.
And that this was a feeling that's been a long time coming. It wasn't just an overnight decision. It's a lot of little things added up to make him decide that he does not any longer believe in God. So welcome to the club, bud. We may worship Satan, but we know. I think it's not an issue of worshiping Satan for a lot of us who are, hail Satan. It's that, the Church of Satan and the Satanic Temple, They understand the world better than Christianity and, most of these other religions that actually believe in, spiritual beings and things like that. In a fact of, it's all about being nice to your fellow fucking man and doing the right thing for your fellow man. And that's, what I believe in. So, hey, cool, man. As long as you're still being a good person, doesn't mean you have to be a fucking Christian. You can be a good person. You can be a good person and not be a Christian. I know a lot of Christians who are terrible fucking people. And I mean, no offense to anybody who may be listening right now. Because I know at least some folks who were listening a little earlier on and may or may not be now, they follow Christianity, and that's cool, man.
As long as you're a good person.
As long as you're a good person.
If you actually follow it and don't use it as an excuse to be a shitty person.
Exactly what I was going to say. As long as you're not using it as an excuse to be a dick, cool. Like, I don't have any problem with anybody's religions, and I don't question anybody's decisions, why they believe in anything, and I'm not going to try and convert anybody to atheism, Satanism, anything like that. Just, if you're a good person, I don't give a fuck what you believe.
Yep.
If you're a good person. And I think doing drugs and partying doesn't make you a bad person, just like going to church every Sunday doesn't make you a good person. Exactly. So, but I mean...
That's like my motto, Jasmine.
Yeah, exactly. Just, be a good person. Don't be an asshole. And I ain't going to judge you.
It's that golden rule. Just treat people the way you want people to treat you.
Yeah.
Just, like, consider other people.
Right. I'm not going to tell anybody they're wrong for believing in Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, if they're, any of those religions, any religion at all. I'm not going to criticize you for. And I'm not going to hold it against you. Just don't try and convert me, and don't be an asshole. That's all I ask of anybody. Just let me do my thing, and don't be an asshole. That's the simplest thing anybody can ask of anybody. And that's all I ask of anybody ever. Just don't be an asshole. And let me be me, you be you, just don't be an asshole. Yeah. And I think, I think all the different religions and everything can all get along and whatever. So it's just a matter of, don't be a dick about it.
Somewhere in every religion, it might not be word for word, but somewhere they say, don't be an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like a universal given.
Basically, yeah. So just don't be an asshole, and we're fine. And so, like, kudos to this guy for going out on a limb. This is not a decision to make lightly. It's not a decision, it's not something that's got to be, it can't be something easy to go public with.
Especially in a Christian band.
If you're specifically known as being a Christian and being in a Christian rock band, that can't be an easy thing to go public with. So kudos to this guy. Good for him.
That's true.
Good for him. And, I hope that he is, also, I hope people aren't being an asshole to him on social media about it.
I know.
Because, it was just about a week ago that, we lost a Japanese wrestler at the age of 22 to suicide because people were giving her shit online. Cyberbullying. Like, that shit's not cool.
No.
Don't do that. Anyway.
That's being an asshole.
This show's gotten way too serious right now, I think. But I saw that, and it was like, you know what? That's cool. Good for him. Happy for him. I hope that's a weight off of his chest now that he's gotten that out.
Yeah.
And now that he's been able to, publicly say, hey, listen, you know what? Like, I get all of this, but this is what I believe. And so good for him.
Yeah.
That would be like, I don't know, Marilyn Manson being like, yeah, Jesus Christ is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that would take a lot of guts on his behalf because he's made his whole persona about fuck Jesus.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
What I saw and then like one of the related articles was like which were the best American Gladiators or some shit like that. So
I loved the American Gladiators.
oh, American Gladiators was my shit. I think it's on like Hulu or something.
Really?
I think there was like a limited number of the old like Mike Adamle hosted episodes, and then I think they have the entire series of the Hulk Hogan hosted episodes.
I'm down with both.
Yeah, I didn't rewatch the Hulk Hogan ones, but I definitely watched the Mike Adamle ones.
Yeah, tonight I start watching American Gladiators. So I start sleeping during American Gladiators tonight.
American Gladiators was the shit.
I wanted to be an American Gladiator.
I set up like obstacle courses in my basement. I want to like you know to make it to you know kind of mimic the Eliminator at the end of the show. You know, yeah, American Gladiators was awesome.
Yeah.
The Hulk Hogan hosted one was like way too modernized compared to like you know the cheesiness of the 90s. You know,
that was the fun of it, was the cheese.
My favorite episode of Family Matters was the one where Carl and Steve go on American Gladiators.
Oh.
Jasmine wants to talk about your look. She says you look hot AF.
Jasmine.
She's not wrong.
Aw, thank you both. But Jasmine is hotter AF.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're the host of the show.
Okay. But she's like my daughter type, so I can't say that.
You can say that she's hot, that she looks good, because she does.
Well, she does. I just can't say it.
Whatever.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did I say we would talk about?
I don't know what you said we would talk about. I just saw pictures and...
Probably the fucking cats.
Probably. I tried to get Snowball to come back here. He stuck his head in the hall door. He saw Reese, but Reese went in the bedroom, so Snowball's like, maybe I'll come back there. Maybe. But I'm like, Snowball, I got to go back there. You got to make a decision. And he just kind of stood there. So I'm like, all right, dude, you got to stay out here. She says, Karina is a babe.
Aww. I think, well, other than the cats, we've talked about everything.
All right. Well.
Let's see, about the cats. Okay, so I stopped the cookie business. So my kitchen doesn't have to be like super sanitary all the time. I mean, it does, and it is. But there's a countertop. Well, it's actually a desk. And I moved it in front of the windows. And I opened the windows. And I was like, there's no way I can deprive the cats of the windows.
Mm-hmm.
So I even picked the cats up and put them on the desk and in the windows. And they're like, what, Mom? We're allowed up here? Like, they just couldn't get it in their heads. And then, like, I keep walking in the kitchen, and they'll be up on the desk in the window. And I'll be like, hey, boys, how you doing? And they're, like, running away, scurrying, like, we're not supposed to be up here. I'm like, no, it's okay, guys. It's okay.
Well, the window's been closed the last few days because the AC's been on. Not that it's doing anything out there. It
is doing a lot out there with the fans, too.
Yeah, it's been blazing out there, but you just see Tigger laying right in the middle of the dining room.
Oh, my God. He's so funny.
Just sprawled out in front of the AC or sprawled out in the kitchen in front of the fan.
Yep.
But, yeah,
I
feel bad.
For whatever reason, just tasted like a Tootsie Pop.
Interesting. Well,
this was the orange.
Wait.
This was the orange, but the chocolate.
You had ice cream before the show.
Ice cream.
If anybody watched my live stream yesterday where I was playing Mortal Kombat, I'm sitting there and I'm in the middle of a game and just a root beer float just magically appears. I don't know if you actually made it into the shot handing me the root beer float, but I just like, hey, I have a root beer float. All right.
He gives me this look. He's like, he nods. Like, he doesn't say thank you because he's doing something.
Yeah.
But he acknowledged me. And it was really cute because his eyes, his blue eyes.
Well, yeah, I'm live streaming, and all of a sudden I just got a root beer float.
Yeah.
Just suddenly, like, hey, I guess I'm eating a root beer float on camera. Okay.
You liked it.
I did. It was good.
Good.
I'll probably make another one after the show
make
here.
it for you.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because I got to post a podcast and watch wrestling. And I'm not watching hockey because it's a rerun of a rerun.
Rerun of a rerun.
So I've seen it in the last couple of weeks. Now I can just have AEW on one screen and NXT on the other one.
Oh, I forgot there were 2 wrestlings on.
Yeah. And if I really want to, I could play a record while I'm watching them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So you remember last week I was talking about, watching the hockey games made watching wrestling easier because you had the crowd noise?
Yeah.
So now WWE decided, hey, we're going to have a crowd. We're going to get some of our trainees and some of the NXT guys. We're going to have them in the crowd on Raw. It was terrible.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
They did it. Well, that's what AEW's been doing since the pandemic started. Every single week they've got their guys out in the crowd. But their guys are in character. So they're cheering to people that they would cheer for. Whereas I'm watching this, Monday Night Raw, and I'm seeing everybody's cheering for the good guys and booing the bad guys. Like, no, that does not make me feel like a real WWE crowd. Like, I don't want to see, like, Jessamine Duke, who's, like, this really nasty, vile human being on NXT, cheering for smiling, happy, exciting Apollo Crews. Like, she would not cheer for him. Her character would not cheer for his character. That doesn't make sense. So it was kind of annoying. So we'll see how it goes on NXT tonight.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I've got a shit ton of stuff coming in the mail. Only one so far has been shipped with FedEx. Of course, it's the most fragile one.
Uh-huh.
I had to order new headphones. I broke my headphones. So these headphones have been in my booth. And I'm like, nope, using these for the podcast. I'm bringing them back out for the podcast. Because I was using a pair like that. I actually was wearing that pair during my live stream yesterday. It wasn't bad. I could hear the game just fine. I hear me just fine. Yeah. I could hear the air conditioner in the microphone just fine because I wasn't sitting here for 3.5 hours with that thing off playing video games.
2 hours for the show is just, whew.
Oh, yeah, it's getting bad.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this song. Like, I'm glad we picked a 6-minute song for the last song because now I can, like, actually, turn the AC back on sooner. I actually want to see how long this song actually is, so I know it's 6:22, so we got to stop at 38. 53:38.
Yeah.
That's
Is
where
that
we need.
so?
53:38 is where I gotta hit the button and get off the air. So we got a few minutes here.
Okay.
But
Well, we can talk about Rick Horton.
we could talk about Rick Horton.
So I met Rick Horton.
Can we talk about Rick Astley?
No. So I met Rick Horton on a fateful December night in Buffalo. It was the night of a local promoter Christmas ska show at Club Diablo, which I was working doors for. And it was also the night of Demu Borgir at Town Ballroom. And my friend Sean was at Demu Borgir. And she calls me. She's like, Karina, you have to get here. This show is so good. It's so packed. I'll buy your ticket, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm in love with the merch boy. And I'm like, okay.
I know a metalhead girl named Sean.
You know her.
Okay. I know a couple of them, actually. So
Yeah, I'm guaranteeing you know her.
All right.
So she fell in love with the merch boy, and somehow we got Demu Borgir and their crew after Town Ballroom to come back to Club Diablo. And Sean made out with the merch guy, and somebody was trying to make out with me, and I wasn't feeling it. I was like, okay, I'm leaving. Like, Sean, I'm leaving. Sean, I'm leaving now. And she's like, okay, bye. So yeah, that was leaving the Town Ballroom. I ran into 2 people. I believe one of them was Josh Nolan and the other was Rick Horton. And I think they gave me a flyer. There was beer involved. A lot of beer. Oh, did I mention that at this here Demu Borgir concert, I was dressed like a fucking Christmas elf because I planned on being at a ska show at a local club that night and not at Town Ballroom for a fucking European metal show? Yeah. So, they gave me flyers, and I don't know, like, we became MySpace friends or something like that. I think it was back in the day of MySpace. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not that old. Anyways, we became friends on social media, and he hosts the Metallic Onslaught out of Rochester, and he has great taste in music. I see him every time I go to a Rochester area show. And he knows what's up with music. So this last band that we're going to play, Halothane, was recommended by Rick. And I was like, I trust Rick's judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So I listened to it a little bit, and I was like, no wonder I trust Rick's judgment. Rick's got pretty good judgment. And so this is a pretty good band. You guys are probably going to like it. And you can thank Rick Horton.
Well, since I have 40 seconds, I'm going to talk about Rick Astley. And so, of course, I have we started this on Christmas, the YouTube stream. And I got you the Rick Astley 45. And I'm like, hey, I want to try out a 45 on here. So I went to post it on Instagram. I was going to play the song, post it on Instagram, and just put, oh, yeah, this record player plays 45s really well, too. And knowing that that's the only 45 I own, you wouldn't click on it. You wouldn't hear it. And so I was trying to rickroll everybody else. It was blocked by Sony Music, so I didn't get to. All right, this is Halothane, and this song is called Obscure on all WNY Think So Joe Show, and we will see you next week.
Next week with Angel from Canaton.